Hey everyone, I'm Clickbait, and today I want to thank you for watching my video. This is my second video on the channel. The channel is brand new, so please stick with me as we go through the journey of Marvel Rivals. I am not a veteran Overwatch or Overwatch 2 player. This style of play is brand new to me. I've been playing World of Warships and World of Tanks for the last, oh God, 15 plus years. you know, and moving off of those titles, on console, World of Tanks is dying. I'll be upfront about that. It's dying. I liked World of Tanks, but the developers over there kind of killed me about 4 years ago now. So I'm not going to worry about. I don't worry about World of Tanks. I've been playing World of Warships, but World of Warships, I've gotten to the point where I'm winning more and more games. It's gotten to the point where the games are so predictable, it's getting boring. And unfortunately, on a game I do like World of Warships. It got boring. Marvel Rivals, however, I'll be playing it for a lot of years to come. So if you want to experience my journey, please press like and subscribe. I really, really would appreciate that. And leave comments below also, because we're going to talk about horror stories. We're going to talk about how you did that 10 KO combo and you're unstoppable and you crushed the competition. I want to hear stories like that. In fact, I'm going to try to set up where I can even spectate those games and I'll feature them on my channel. I want to go through and experience your journey as well. I will share it to the world if you're willing to do that, and we'll find a way to make it happen. Okay. All it takes is a replay ID. You could, message me those where I don't have to worry about downloading. I can just pull it off the sites and be pretty cool that we could look at stuff like that, right? Now, uh, anyways, what led me to making this video? I'm stuck at Silver 1. 4 times I was about ready to hit gold. You figure one of those times I would have hit gold. Maybe I would have fallen back to silver, but I didn't hit gold. I've come close 4 times. The first time we're going through, we're winning, and next thing, it was a domination mode, and we ended up losing because while the game went 1-1, it had a tiebreaker game. Someone in the last part of the game didn't like how it was flowing, so they just quit. They absolutely just turned off their console or whatever and just quit. And it was a good man. You didn't know which team was going to win. It was a hard fight, but as soon as you're missing one player, your odds of winning go down by more than 50%. Even though they are 16.7% of the team, you lose that much in chances to win because 5 against 6 is not a fair fight. Being down 1 is huge. It means your healers have to do more, your tanks have to withstand a little bit more, your DPS has to put out that much more DPS. And if you don't have the right hero composition to help compensate those numbers, it's not going to happen. And the chances of getting the right hero composition is less than 1%. Teamwork is everything, and missing one person on the team is that detrimental. But yeah, that happened. That was the first time. The second and third time, well, the second time, I'm going to leave for last. The second time, I'll leave for last. The third time, kind of similar to the first one, but it was more in a convoy situation, and someone didn't like the fact that we got the checkpoint one on overtime and didn't give it a fighting chance, and well, they left the game. And so we proceeded to lose because it's hard to march a vehicle against 6. It's just, like I said, it's about a 65% chance or more that you're going to lose the game once you're missing one player. And in competition mode, you do not get a replacement player because someone left. You don't. It's not like quick play where you go into quick match and boom, there you go. Oh, you get disconnected or you took a phone call, had to leave the game because you know you're not coming back, and they get replaced. It doesn't work that way. So being down that one person is huge. Now, if you lose two people, forget it. The chances of winning become impossible. And that's going to lead me to this story now. So if you listen this far, thank you. Keep listening because you're not going to believe this one. This is the most important part of the video, in my opinion. We won the game with 4 minutes, 28 seconds, getting Spider to the finish line. We marched Spider. It was like anytime they had a hero pop out, we crushed it, crushed it, crushed it, crushed it. And then it came to defense time. We're defending. They get their they get Spider to the first checkpoint. They get it on overtime. Get it on overtime. They had to fight tooth and nail 4 minutes to get it to overtime. It took us less than 4 minutes to walk Spider across the damn map. You know, took them the whole time to do it. Well, they hit that checkpoint, and I guess two people on our team were teamed up together. They didn't like that they hit the checkpoint and they logged out of the game. Both of them. Both of them. That eliminated our chances of winning. And we're winning 3-0, but they left that early and they ended up marching that damn Spider on overtime to go 3-3. Yes, they got to the next checkpoints each time on overtime. We just lacked the manpower to stop them because we could not kill the last person that was on Spider escorting her to the finish line. We had the firepower, but we just didn't have the manpower to finish it off. We were literally 4 against 6. We could wipe out 5, but we just couldn't get that 6-1 down to get the go in our favor. Just couldn't. So now we're tied 3-3. Well, they marched. They have 1 minute left because they were granted a minute for the extra rounds. And this is where I have a problem with the game setup, but we'll talk about that here in a second. They got to the first checkpoint on overtime and second checkpoint on overtime, third checkpoint, which is the win, which gave them 6 points. 6 points. They're up 6-3. We're down 2 players. We get to checkpoint 1 with 4 against 6, but that's where it ends. We lost 6-4. But if those 2 players were there, we would have won 3-1. Never having to go because the other team was not good enough. They were just barely good enough to get to checkpoint 1. But overall, they would not have made it to checkpoint 2, realistically. So bad attitudes is what loses games because the other team got to checkpoint 1. We ended up having 2 players literally log out because that happened. And we played it, we didn't surrender. We played it through. Our 4 players, if we just had even just one average tank, we would have won that game. If only one of them disconnected. So being 2 of them, they had to been teamed up together. And if that was the ultimate troll, it was. But the lower elos, this is why it's called low elo hell. Stuff like that. I'm not bitching about the fact that our tanks left the game. I'm bitching the fact that they had bad attitudes because in this bad attitudes that will always lose you a game. If you think you're going to win every single game, you need to change your mindset. If you think you're going to lose every game, you need to change your mindset. You have to ride that. You can't win them all and you can't lose them all. Figure 20% is 25% you're going to win and 25% you're going to lose, guaranteed, okay? That other 50% is now gameplay between all the players, and that's what matters. And once you lose that one extra player, that's going to determine who's going to win or lose. And in this game, it's not forgiving once one player is gone. It's not. There is no character strong enough to compensate that loss. Venom can't do it. Doctor Strange can't do it. Cloak and Dagger can't do it. Invisible Woman can't do it. Penny can't. do it. Squirrel Girl, Iron Fist, none of them can do it. You may have a really good player that may carry enough as two people, but there's still one person and there's only so many hit points. And if they're gained up on, they are still going to have a miserable game. And having that one extra player is like having in football that linebacker spying on the quarterback because someone ignored him and your quarterback just got blitzed, taken out of the game, right? So bad attitudes are what really is keeping me in Silver One. Every time I get there, it's like, oh man, it's not this again. It's not predictable. But I will get the gold. I'm confident that I will hit gold, and I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to vent what mindset people are going through, and I don't understand it. Why? Because the other team got to a checkpoint. I'm going to log out in competition play. Really, you're going to give other people on your team my minimum of minus 19 to 20 points or more for a loss because you didn't like how things are going. Or worse yet, this one is the worst of them all. I had one of those games, and I told you it would be the last one. It was that second game loss. This one's the worst one of them all. Someone left the game after we hit checkpoint one, but they were bitching and complaining because they didn't get to have their Psylocke, their main character that they're playing. Psylocke's my main, please give it up. Well, the other person said it was my main too. I got first, so sorry. The other person wasn't gracious enough to accept that they lost the right to Psylocke, didn't have a backup character, so they left the game after checkpoint one. We ended up losing. That person lost too. He suffers the same loss. But I think the penalty for checking out of games needs to be severe, other than just a 15-minute warning. If you check out of a game, disconnect, you should lose an entire rank. So if you're silver one, you should go to silver two. If you're gold three, you should go to silver one. I'm not kidding. And start from zero. That's how severe I think it should be. Or actually, make it minus 30, because if you lose your next game, then you lose 2 ranks. Tell me what you think. Am I too harsh on thinking that way? Because it's the bad attitudes that are losing other people games and rank potential because they don't like what went on. They don't like the fact the other team did this because they couldn't have the perfect 3-0 score they were hoping for. Not all games are going to go perfect, but I do have a perfect game I will show you. I will show you a perfect game. I have the video saved. It happened last night, and I couldn't believe it. But I'll tell that one's another story, another time. But that will be our next video. It is a perfect game. But in this video, it's like we don't need the toxicity at lower levels. We don't. If you are a bronze player, you are a silver player, you are a gold player, we all are at the bottom of the freaking barrel. We suck. We are not platinum and above. We are not voting to ban characters or anything at these levels. I don't know when it starts. So if you do know, please let me know in comments below. I would like to know when the banning starts because I need to know when that happens. And it's cool. I think it's a cool aspect of the game. But at the same time, I like to be a little prepared. My team here won this one 2-0. Just don't give up. The other team didn't give up. They didn't surrender. It's just the fact they just couldn't get the vehicle going. And only surrender when people leave the game. There's no reason to go through the misery. Yeah, my team did great and whatnot, what we had to do, but it wasn't enough. And if we paid attention to the leaderboard in the game instead of finding out at the end of the game, because I had to watch the replay when they left the game, and it's like if we paid attention, we could have surrendered and let the other team win. instead of going through the pain, because that was a painful game. It really was. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and see you next video. And you have a great day.